Kashi, Vrindavan, Mayapur, all the wonderful assembled scholars, administrators, spiritual leaders and sadhakas, sisters, brothers, thank you very much for inviting me to address this laudable audience with some words about the perennial psychology. I'm a monk in the Vaishnava order, thanks to my spiritual master Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prof. But maybe to your surprise, what I'm presenting to you here as a peace formula is an evaluation of a phenomena which has not been taken into consideration in the whole study of the human psyche. And that is the phenomena of faith. You see, before the Vedas were revealed to the Indian seers, there were also Adivasi cultures here in this country. And myself, I gathered most of my experience in my life in South America, working exactly with those Adivasis of South America. And I had a beautiful discovery as I worked with them, that they had an absolute spiritual attitude towards life, and 100% sustainable. These are magic words today, sustainability. In the business world, people scratch their heads. They say, oh, that seems to be impossible. We have to get growth of our companies to sustain in the competition. But it's not altogether true. The sustainability obviously has to do a lot with simple living, high thinking. Actually, there's one movie which I recommend to you very much. It is called The Economy of Happiness. It is about Ladakh before the roads went to Ladakh, and Ladakh after the roads reached Ladakh, and how the life quality of the Ladakhis changed from beautiful environmental surroundings towards the chaos which we see in every city nowadays, with software drinks sold everywhere, and you know all that. So the perennial psychology is an evaluation when man steps out on his way to search for information about that spirituality which we are talking today. Because spirituality is always spirituality, it doesn't matter. 10 million years ago, 10,000 years ago, or when Krishna spoke to Arjuna. Spirituality is always spirituality. It's an information about transcendence. It is information, a step into the region where you can't see it anymore, where you're going beyond time and space, where you enter into the realm of Atma, Paramatma, Goloka, Brahman, all these lofty, wonderful words of spiritual hope. But even though they are very wonderful, and I myself following that tradition, I found these same words, the same meanings in other people's work, in a lifestyle and in an attitude towards life, which was very, very wonderful. Now, let me define something a little bit here. I know I don't have much time. I just want to give you an idea that there's much to be researched, and if you go further in this direction, you will surely find something which I found: wonderful hope and most wonderful people. You see, the Eastern thinking and the Western thinking, it's a bit like we don't want to have any prejudice of any kind here, because it doesn't help us at all. But we can say, rather than East and West, we can say there's two types of thinking. The one is, they love things and they use people. And the other thinking is, you love people and you use things. Most of us, all of us, we need some things in life. So how do we relate to people and how do we relate to things? Like one teacher of a business school in Kashmir, he gave me this, he said, when morality is lost, but values are kept, then, excuse me, if money is lost, but values are kept, nothing is lost. The other philosophy is, if money is made, but morality is lost, then nothing is lost. So we have kind of two different approaches to life. And the one is negative. It is damaging. And it is not coming from a spiritual inspiration. It's coming from materialism. And it's being broadcasted around the world as the way to go. Governments compete with each other, and the weapon industry is thriving, and all this. Nothing to do with peace and CU. So, in a way, if the people have the right attitude, then they will be rewarded with spiritual insights. We will come to something which is called living spirituality. So, that in the Vedic concept, you would compare that to sattvic lifestyle, the mode of goodness, where you discriminate, where you take care of people and the environment, the rivers, where you take care of the animals in such a way as you wish to want to be taken care of by yourself. In that mode, there is a very large space of enlightenment available to all those people who tread on this path. So one of the first things we have to do in order to harmonize in this world spirituality, we have to shun all prejudice and just embrace that phenomena that a human being can approach divinity, which isn't there. And if you think anybody's primitive, that's most likely because you're primitive. Because the primitivity is when people are put into trouble by each other. That's primitive. Primitive is not to live in the mountain and to pray to the sun. I've observed the sun worship all over the world. I just come from Colorado, where we see the most beautiful sun temple. And so we have in Bulgaria, and so we have in Italy, and so we have in Mexico, and so we have in Peru in the Sun Island. Everywhere the sun was worshipped. And the sun, and the earth, and the elements, they all came to teach us, like the holy rivers of India, that their mother, Pachamama, Mother Earth, Gaia, that they are the real religion because they are the merciful, generous mother. And we as children have to show our spirituality, how we take care of them, how we share their abundance with each other and with future generations. Otherwise, talking of spirituality and depriving people, like we had an opening of the World Conscious Pact in Kumbh Mela now, and one of the speeches of Swami Bhagavati was that vegetarianism today is not anymore an option of people who are nice and kind-hearted with animals. Vegetarianism is today the need to be accepted, or you want to sign responsible for being guilty of depriving children of their water and their food, which are dying of starvation because the planet doesn't have enough water and grains so that everybody can be a meat eater. And the more meat eaters there are, the more people will die of starvation or will have no clean water. So these are additional elements. Since I worked with the Ganga Action Pariwar for the last 2 months, and we have been working in Yamuna, in Vrindavan for many years with the same problems we are all facing, our holy rivers. We actually need a kind of an attitude to see the sacredness of nature again. And whoever sees it is a very spiritual person. And with them together we can save the situation. Not with those who have lofty words, but continue polluting, continue this or that. And therefore, vegetarianism is one of the things in the Veda therapy, in the perennial psychology, which should be accepted, except if there's nothing else to eat. There may be emergency cases, but this is a sign. We're talking about our current world and our current needs. So, therefore, we are promoting through the perennial psychology understanding that actually the divine is looking after us. The divine is looking after us as it reveals itself in different ways and different names when we have integrity, when we have the qualified approach to it. And that's where the rishis were at. That's where the Vedas were revealed. That's where the teachings are given, which brought me to India, because even though we just heard some harsh words in the first part of the meeting, we still must also recognize that we belong to a tradition here where nobody on the planet ever has been coerced or has been threatened by his life if he doesn't convert and becomes a Hindu. We never heard of such a thing. So in that way, we belong to an ahimsa culture. We are promoting ahimsa for a long time, and Mahatma Gandhi stood out in the world of politics and said, ahimsa can be a reality, and we can approach it, and we can take the approach of the pacific non-cooperation, and that's what's necessary right now. We need a process called the boycott of all that which is harmful to the planet. If we do not actively boycott the wrongdoers, they will keep making us think that they are actually the pleasure suppliers. But they are not the pleasure suppliers, they are supply the destruction, just with a temporary little kick of intoxication of some kind in their different products. Like so many products in the food industry now, they actually have chemicals which make you addicted. Monoglutamate, for example, makes you addicted. It's in all those chips. And the people eat this junk food and they forget about their traditions. Because these are dangerous things. And there are so many other examples. Anyhow, also my time is running out, but I wanted to share something with you which came to me in connection with this wonderful effort to make a meeting where spirituality is being invoked as a corporate responsibility. Of course, there's a teacher's social responsibility, there's a spiritual teacher's social responsibility, and of course, there is a government's social responsibility. So, I wanted to offer this to you, the miracle of life and spiritual administration. The composition of creation is well designed with pi and phi, the perfect beauty of proportions, the center, radius, you and me. We know that all we need is love. That thinking just supports the feeling that things are meant for use alone, and loving people should be our dealing. The soul, the Atma, can have a vision, since only consciousness is life, and rivers carry mother's earth and milk, allowing trees, man, and animals to survive. Who has the answer to the riddle, that we may finally rejoice when our heart and faith decision will lead us to the ahimsa choice? To manage our families and communities as well, we need to cut away that greed which for others created hell. Whatever takes us to increase the falsehood and the filth, coming in promises of salvation or development, is to be buried under earth. Man's glory lies in common sense, dictating us the grace that man is made to live and love, the spiritual nature's embrace. Now let us join the higher chord, for all to understand that what we can, we have to do from beginning to the end. To chant the names of truth, not minimizing others' faith, that universal love we may deserve. This was one offering came to me today as I was listening to the speakers, and I just want to finish with another thing which came to me the other day in connection to our Kumbh Mela, which is the same, it's the Sangha for joining together to find the spiritual solution for our life. It's love, my Lord, it's love, my friend, which ties us in this foreign land. We get this love from Mother Earth as water, fresh and pure, as seeds which blossom from the ground and sweet the atmosphere. We get this love from Mother Cow as nectar white and pure, as ghee for our yajnas, and gobar for the bakicha, our tapasya to endure. We get this love from Ganga Ma, refreshing, tasty, pure, from Rishikesh to Prayagdam, from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, uplifting faithful souls. We get this love from Mother Shakti, as Vedas and as Bhav, from Bharat Mata, Sanatanan, and the subtle Samaj. We get this love only if we give this love to all the world, with guardianship for man and animals. Ahimsa, we shall live. Let us with love join all the hands to clean the holy flow. No chemicals on Mother Earth, no danger for the animals, and to mercy we may bow. And let it from this Sangam flow a new awakening to announce that man is meant to live and love, a life compassionate with all, careful and clean, just like a swan following our Dharma's vows. Thank you very much. The page oidatherapy.org has a lot of our work available. Also, it is an open platform. People can participate. The majority of our work is being done in South America in Spanish. It has not been translated all into English. But look towards the future. We hope to serve you with many more practical ideas, with techniques which help man to come to this understanding that faith is the real gift. It is like the water of Mother Earth. Faith is the water which connects us all together to that one goal of loving each other, helping each other, working with each other for whatever is the need of the day. All the best for you on this spiritual journey, and getting all the business people present or absent into a higher spiritual awareness so that they will fare much better with their own karma as well. Thank you.